This is ABC15 Mornings.
And happening right now at 6, more executive orders from our governor, the precautions he is putting into place as Arizona braces for the worst of our coronavirus pandemic.
Then the number of Arizonans filing for unemployment skyrocketing. The system, as you might imagine, is overwhelmed. So when can you, if you've already applied, expect to see your money? We'll be talking about that here in the minutes to come on this Wednesday. Thank you so much for waking up with us. Social distancing from home, I'm Kaylee O'Kelly.
Hey, Kaylee, and I'm Nick Saletti here in studio right now. And I know meteorologist Iris Hermosillo also social distancing and working from home. She's been busy tracking some big changes that we are expecting in that most accurate forecast. Okay, Iris, break it down for us. What can we expect?
We've got rain chances moving into our state. Now, right now, it's mostly clear across Arizona, and that's what you're seeing here on satellite clouds and radar. But you see that little bit of green just west of Yuma? Yeah, we've got rain along the I-10, I-8 corridor in Southern California, and that's associated with that storm system that's going to be moving into our state starting today. Now, the best rain chances in western Arizona from about Yuma to Lake Havasu, so from Yuma County up to Mojave County. But for the valley, there is still a slight chance we're going to get some showers here this afternoon, but I did drop down those rain chances a bit in comparison to what we were seeing yesterday, just because signs continue to point to the fact that we may not see as much rain here in the valley, but there's a 20% chance. It's also going to get windy today. A high of 80 degrees. We'll start off the day in the 60s, warm into the upper 70s quickly by lunchtime. Then we'll hit 80 degrees early in the afternoon and start to cool back down again, with that 20% chance for rain kicking in this afternoon and evening. It will get cooler still. We'll talk about how far those temperatures will drop in that 7-day forecast.
Iris, thank you. Let's get to the latest now on the coronavirus here in Arizona. We now have more than 2,500 confirmed cases in our state, and so far 73 people have died. Maricopa County still has the highest number of cases, and more than 30,000 people have been tested so far. One thing we don't know is which parts of our counties have the most cases. State Representative Kelly Townsend is filing a lawsuit asking the Pinal County Health Department to give the public more information. Townsend and Pinal County officials say first responders and the general public need to know the zip codes of where people are infected so they can stay safe.
I think it's important to have it for our first responders and how they behave when they're out amongst the public, and also for the public to know if there are any hot spots in their area.
Townsend is asking for an emergency hearing. A Yuma County judge already issued an order requiring its health department to release location-specific information on these coronavirus cases.
Meantime, Governor Doug Ducey doing all he can to prepare our state, he says, for the worst.
We're one day closer to this being behind us. April is going to be a difficult month, and the expectation is that we're going to have the maximum amount of hospitalizations in May. We're going to do everything we can between now and then.
The governor issuing a series of new executive orders. And our John Genovese is live sharing what the takeaways are from this. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Kaylee. And leaders nationwide really trying to balance right now health and also the economy. Now, with these new orders, travelers coming here to Arizona from certain parts of the U.S. will now be required to stay home. And these orders could also create a new source of revenue for restaurants that have been hit hard.
There are a number of steps we're taking to stretch and strengthen our social safety net.
During a Tuesday news conference, Governor Doug Ducey announcing 4 new executive orders, one enacting stricter requirements when it comes to travel. Anyone entering the state from New York, New Jersey, or Connecticut is now required to self-quarantine for 2 weeks.
Our Department of Health Services will be working with airports to make sure travelers are made aware of these requirements upon arrival.
The governor also relaxing rules when it comes to packaging and labeling items for sale at Arizona restaurants, among the businesses hit hardest by the state's response to the virus.
Many restaurants have unused commodities, food and otherwise, that could be sold to generate more revenue, to pay the bills, and help with payroll.
After facing questions critical of his prior decisions and what businesses are and are not considered essential, Ducey pledging he and other decision makers are reevaluating daily quickly and more changes could come, all in hopes of slowing the spread.
If we reduce the number of contractions, we will reduce the number of deaths. Can I just say that anybody that tells you exactly what's going to happen into the future is guessing, and I'm not guessing.
And some of these other orders deal with healthcare facilities and tracking the equipment that's being used at them. We'll break all of that down coming up at 6:30. But for now, reporting live, John Genovese, ABC 15, Arizona.
All right, John, thank you for making sense of that for us. We sure appreciate you breaking down that information. 2 inmates have now tested positive for coronavirus here in our state, and they are the first inmate cases in Arizona. One of those patients at a facility in Marana, the other Arizona inmate, well, the Arizona Department of Corrections won't say where that inmate is located. Last week, though, our ABC 15 investigative team breaking the story about several prison officers testing positive for COVID-19.
6:05 on this Wednesday, thousands of Arizonans are waiting for that first unemployment check. It could be a waiting game, though. Mark Thompson joining us live in Phoenix. Mark, we know right now so many people filing, so that system is overloaded.
Yeah, Nick, good morning. A lot of uncertainty right now when it comes to employment. The Department of Economic Security says that during the past 3 weeks, the number of applications that have been filed here in the state is double what we saw during the last recession. So that gives you an idea of just the scope of the issue that we're dealing with right now in the state. They are promising some help, but many believe that that help is going to fall just a bit flat. At least one Valley couple that we spoke with says that it's been 2 weeks since they filed and they still have no idea if they were even approved or not. A DES employee telling that couple that it'll be another 3 weeks before they actually know, leaving them with no income for at least a month.
It's frustrating because we're doing all the things that we're supposed to do, and yet we're still getting pushed aside.
We need the help now, not in 2 months when I lose my home and my bills have accumulated to more than what I'll ever be able to pay.
A little bit of good news. State officials announcing an additional $600 available to anyone who lost their job due to the coronavirus, and that's going to be through a federal program called the CARES Act. And they say Arizonans who applied during the week of March 29th, they should be seeing those checks this week. So again, a lot of uncertainty, but hopefully some relief is on the way. Reporting live in Phoenix this morning, Mark Thompson, ABC 15, Arizona.
Yeah, Mark, because we know a lot of people are hurting right now and they need those checks. Thank you for that update. In order to continue serving the community while practicing social distancing, today St. Mary's Food Bank is holding a drive-through food bank. This is happening at Phoenix College in the north parking lot from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. You just need to show a state-issued ID and a volunteer will put a food box right inside your trunk. The state's largest school district is scaling back its meal distribution program. Mesa Public Schools going from 55 locations down to 29. Some sites have already shut down. Others will stop serving food by the end of this week. The district is also going from serving meals 5 days a week to 3. 56% of students in Mesa qualify for free or reduced meals, and families tell us they will feel the impact.
We took advantage of it right now because you go to the stores, and the last weeks when there was like not a lot of stuff on the stands, it was really hard for us.
Well, the district says this is a proactive step so they can keep the program going. We do have a list of updated meal sites with this story up on ABC15.com right now. And the Blue Ridge Unified School District clarifying with us what they're doing with their meal program. The district will now provide 3 days worth of meals on Tuesdays and Fridays from 10 a.m. to noon. School leaders making the changes over the concerns about exposing people to the coronavirus.
Well, you should be so proud, Arizona. You have to see all the money raised on Arizona Gives Day. Look at that. More than $4.6 million, shattering last year's numbers by $1 million. More than 32,000 donations made yesterday. Our governor creating an emergency relief fund to help groups during this pandemic, and it raised more than $141 grand. Looking good.
Tuesday morning, an emotional procession as the commander's body was transported to St. Jerome Catholic Church. Law enforcement, firefighters, and community members came out to honor Greg Carnicle.
It's precious. I've never seen anything like this, and it just brings cheer that so much people can get together and pay their respects.
Because of COVID-19, his funeral service was a small, intimate mass with close family only.
That even though he has passed way too young, he now shares eternal life with God.
Family and friends say the commander had a dry sense of humor. He was loving, passionate, but above all, he was a family man.
He especially loved his grandchildren.
Commander Chronicle leaves behind a wife, 4 children, 4 grandkids, with 2 more on the way.
He was someone that just loved life and wanted to pass that love to one another.
Chief Jerry Williams says they plan to have an actual fallen officer memorial in a few months. Claudia Rupsich, ABC 15 Arizona.
All right, 6:13 on Wednesday. Let's talk about that most accurate forecast because we are going to see some changes on this Wednesday. Live look outside with our Phoenix Gateway camera. You can see sun is up, but we are starting to see some more clouds build in. That's going to be the theme of the day as we see some showers work in with our latest storm system. Here we go. Current temperature is 59 in Tempe. Good morning, Glendale. You guys are at 56, 58 in Queen Creek, 58 in Fountain Hills, and 55 right now in Goodyear. Across the state, we're at 45 in Kingman. Good morning, Quartzsite. You're at 56, 39 in Sholo, and 52 degrees right now in Safford. So let's go ahead, show you clouds and radar. You can see all the way here, still in California, that system is going to try to work its way in and push some of that rain along with it. If you have friends in LA, San Diego, they were definitely getting it yesterday. And what's going to happen is the western part of the state is really going to see the bulk of the rain. In the valley, it's not going to be a big rainmaker, but out west along the Colorado River Valley, we even have a flash flood watch that's going to be in effect later on today. So keep that in mind. You guys could see about an inch of rain or so. Futurecast is going to play out the timeline of this for us. So we see little by little this afternoon, we'll start to see that rain push in. And then later on today, it's going to push on out. But then Thursday into Friday, we're going to hold on to just some slight rain chances. And by Monday, we'll work in even more rain chances. So here we go. Let's take a look at those temperatures and rain chances. By noon, pretty nice. Still warm out, 78 degrees, 10% chance of rain, up to 20% as we go throughout the day. And we're going to see a big cool down as a result of this storm coming in. Hey, we're open Arizona, though. Farm and Craft, if you're going to go pick up some takeout, 80 degrees. Between about noon or 2 o'clock or so to get some takeout there. They got some good food there as well. Valley highs today, a lot of 80s, 80 in Mesa, 80 in Chandler, 79 in Levine, 75 in Buckeye. Another mild day across the state, 65 in Payson, 61 in Heber, 74 in Gila Bend, and 64 in Yuma. As we take a quick look here at the 7-day forecast, down to 73 tomorrow. Again, rain chances will start to taper off a little bit, but then picking back up by Friday, 20% chance of showers. Look at the weekend, though, a little breezy, 76 on Saturday, sunny, and 81 on Sunday. Then we're going to stay in the 80s after that. Again, another slight chance of rain on Monday, but today again, guys, not expected to be a big rainmaker, expecting about 1/10 of an inch or less here in the valley.
Okay, Nick, thank you for that. We've got some new details just coming into the ABC 15 newsroom on an early morning shooting in Phoenix. Police say a homeowner living near 15th Avenue in Union Hills spotted someone breaking into his car, and we are told that the suspect was actually shot in the leg. The homeowner dialed 911, and that man was taken into custody and taken to the hospital.
All right, let's get to more of your top stories on this Wednesday. Undersecretary of the Army James McPherson has now been tapped through the new acting Navy Secretary. The former Secretary Thomas Modly resigned after audio was released of him calling the ousted commander of the USS Theodore Roosevelt stupid while speaking to the ship's crew. It was about that other captain who had warned his crew about the coronavirus. In the meantime, after 11 weeks, China has completely lifted its lockdown on Wuhan, the city where the coronavirus outbreak began. But residents are still required to download an app that's monitored by the government, which collects data showing they're healthy and haven't been in contact with anyone confirmed to have COVID-19. The CDC is considering changing its back to work guidelines for essential workers who've been exposed to the coronavirus. The proposal says an exposed person can return to work if they are not showing symptoms, take their temperatures twice a day, and wear a face mask.
I don't know about you, but man, all this carb overload is really taking a toll. It's tough to get moving. And gyms are closed across the country for the unforeseeable future. But there are so many fitness pros that are working really hard right now to get us all up and moving, maybe in front of the screen.
You can still stay in shape while practicing social distancing. Gyms across the nation are closed right now.
Before we closed, we had set up signs to promote social distancing to keep all of our members safe.
A lot of us feel the itch to exercise, though, because working out is part of daily life.
It's my weekly workout, or my two weekly workouts, and there's a hole in my day there now.
To fill that void,
take it down right here.
You can find a ton of virtual fitness classes.
2 more, out.
Having it on your phone makes it possible to do it no matter where you are.
Trainers are now working on new ways to keep you motivated during this time of self-isolation and social distancing.
Since we know that our members in the community are now stuck inside, we wanted to make sure we had virtual options available.
We got 8. Drop down.
So we have Y360, which is fitness classes online led by YMCA instructors.
Exercise instructors are taking their classes online.
You do chest presses. On the floor, you can try your flies.
And you can find live streaming workouts on YouTube.
In a sense, some of them are stuck in the home together. This just kind of gives them a chance to do something different, but interact with people in a sense, even though they're not physically there, but they're live. Everyone was starting to panic when they found out we were going to have to close down, and they were nervous. Man, it makes me feel great that so many people seem to enjoy it.
Okay, so I know that these virtual classes can feel weird for some of us, yours truly included. But these fitness experts are saying at the very least, if we can just get up, get moving, even if it's just for a slow walk around the block, safely social distancing, it can be really good for us physically, but also for our mental health. Nick.
Yeah, absolutely there, as much as we can do it, especially if we can do it safely. Hey, therapy dogs provide a lot of comfort and support in these hard times, but a lot of places aren't offering in-person visits anymore. So some organizations are going digital.
This is one of Bailey's favorite books. Can y'all see that? Yes. Look, she'll give you a kiss. Ready?
Bailey.
Ready? Yeah.
I can feel the wet on my face.
We love those puppy kisses. Divine Canines is a therapy organization based in Austin that's now letting people anywhere set up virtual visits. Just go to their website to schedule a session. And you know, a lot of hospitals here like Banner, PCH, they got amazing pet therapy programs as well. Coming up, a Valley staple coming through for Passover, how you can safely get all your favorites and support a local business at the same time. And heroes thanking heroes as we go to break. Here's some of our first responders who've been taking their time to show appreciation for our healthcare workers. We love you all. Thank you so much for what you do.
I'm Allison Rodriguez, and we're open, Arizona. As the coronavirus outbreak impacts lives and businesses, we have launched this series to share the stories of our local restaurants doing what they can to stay open, to help their staff, and to continue serving the community, especially during important holidays like Passover, which starts tonight.
Passover is a very big holiday for us. You have the first and second night Seder, plus you have the special foods that you eat the whole week. The 8th through the 16th.
Chompies has been in the Valley since 1979.
And I think people have taken us in and they feel like they're in their home, in their own kitchen when they buy food here.
Manager Brian Becker says tradition is what this place is all about.
When I went to my grandma's on Passover, as soon as you enter the hallway in her house, you can smell the brisket coming through the walls. It just permeates through the walls.
That smell brings him comfort, and he's hoping to do the same for Valley families, even though Passover may look a little different amid the coronavirus pandemic.
It used to be a bigger gathering for Passover with larger gatherings, but we're seeing a lot of requests for 1 and 2 meals, 3 meals, 4 meal packages, family meals, which is why I think the DoorDash is going to be a real big hit this year.
Becker says since dine-in business has stopped, they started to offer up other delivery or takeout options. Another thing that's changed is there's no normal busy time anymore.
Sometimes it's going to be a little slow, sometimes it's going to be busy, but it's really hard to put your finger on when that is, because people are eating lunch all different times of days.
They knew they had to step it up since so many people depend on them for the Passover Seder.
Right there, we got, am I getting close on there? I got a brisket dinner with the potato pancakes. We got green beans right there. Okay, that's how it's going to come in a to-go container like that. See that brisket all in its juices there? I don't know if you can see that really well. I know I can smell it.
And the bakery is very busy as well. They're making sponge cakes, honey cakes, and fondant cakes, but something else is tops when it comes to the sweets.
But the real star are the macaroons. They're available in all different sizes, flavors, and colors. There's coconut macaroons, chocolate macaroons, dip them in chocolate. And these are all what we call pasted up. There's no flour, so you can eat this for Passover.
The Seder meals are available all week. They have a grocery there too, so you can come in an hour before dinner to pick up whatever you need. Becker wants you to know he is here for you.
See me in Scottsdale. I'm always here to take care of my family. Anyone coming in Chompies is my family.
Chompies is also offering an Easter dinner for this coming Sunday. They have several locations in Arizona. We've put all of those details on ABC15.com. And if you know of a restaurant keeping traditions alive, we want to help spread the word. Tell us about your restaurant or your favorite staple at ABC15.com/open or email us at openandaz@abc15.com.
All right, Allison, thank you. We love this series. We love Chompies. And of course, happy Passover to all who celebrate. It begins this evening. Some Valley middle schoolers are working together to send a message to our community. The girls from Mountain Trail and Desert Shadows Middle Schools designed these shirts encouraging you to stay at home and help protect others by flattening the curve.
Because if we all stay at home, then there's way less of a chance of us getting corona and that it'll pass sooner. So
this wasn't as big a deal, then they wouldn't have people stop going to school.
They're also making tote bags and cell phone cases. The girls say a big chunk of their profits will be donated to local blood banks. If you want to buy some of this merchandise, we put the information with this story up on ABC15.com.